The last record I heard from Eminem was Revival. Don't know how long ago that was. I just wanted it to be gone. So I forgot what year that was even released. I think it was like 2016, 17. Who cares? I didn't listen to Kamikaze because I saw all the negative reviews. And I heard some of the songs, just hated them. Okay, there was one or two that were decent. And going into this, I was kind of hopeful. I can't lie, because I thought if he's releasing this as a surprise, obviously he must have had a time and a long time to plan it and have a good thought process and everything. No. Yeah, it's pretty laughable, to be fair. The first time I listened to it, I had to keep checking at what point the songs were at, because everything felt as if it took forever to finish. Part of the reason for that is the way that M just has like these massive verses where he can just go on about one small topic or one small area, and it's like just keep it concise and small and move on. And also the really bland and boring production on this just makes everything feel as if it's dragging on and on and on, and nothing gets done real quick. I think we should start a petition to make sure that Eminem and Ed Sheeran never collaborate again. River I could just about tolerate with. Just about tolerate. This is absolute garbage. This song that they've just produced is terrible. These are two different people from two polar opposites of the spectrum whenever it comes to the delivery, performance, and what they sing about. And then they thought, or Eminem thought at least, oh, this could work. It doesn't. Just stop. It doesn't work. It's a terrible idea. The lyrics in this, it's not even good Eminem. It's terrible Eminem. There are so many points in this album though I had to stop the music and just look back at the lyrics that he had just said, because there are so many bad phrases, so many cringeworthy and cheesy moments in this. There were very few times when I thought, oh, that's a good bar, oh, that's a good line. Eminem feels as if he raps fast, then it means that he'll produce a good song, the fans will like it and everything. Only the hardcore, die-hard Eminem fans will like those songs, because they do not care what you're saying as long as you're rapping fast and showing that you're the world's fastest rapper. Only they actually care about it. Everybody else just thinks you're trying too hard. Just keep it simple and you can make an effective rap. But instead, M is going into these really fast and pointless raps where it just goes really fast, and it's like, what is the point? What does that really add to the song? It just sounds like a blur, which at times it can work. Like in Rap God, that was a great verse. People could still go back to it. You can slow it down. You can still hear that he's just boasting. But you're not boasting in some of these songs. It's literally you trying to sing or rap things with content. I feel like M is still a bit hung up over the whole MGK situation, because he mentions him 4 times. Well, he's at least mentioned in 4 different instances throughout this record. It comes across as somewhat bitter, but not just with the whole MGK features, or should I say appearances throughout this, or name drops, but more of also the way that M addresses the issues that he's had with the critics, the fans, the other artists that have criticized and really beat him down with the criticism and and everything that he's been facing from everybody and every direction, because he hasn't been as good as he used to be. He sounds just really hung up on himself and quite bitter, and just it's not coming across very well. He's literally ruining his own career. He's ruining the way that at least I perceive him as a person. I still think he was a great rapper. Unless he has like a good 4 or 5 years out, has time to reflect, has time to really get to grips with everything and sit down and produce a good solid album, I highly doubt I would rate Eminem the same as I used to before. He keeps referencing all these disses, all these like diss battles or rap battles that he's won, and sort of putting a middle finger up at some other critics and other artists that dissed him. And it's like he's putting down this dissing CV as if people will care who you diss now. That's all in the past, move on. Yeah Yeah is a song that pays homage to the legends and the greats and the influences that the rappers that appear on this cut have had in their lives, and the people that have basically built them and helped them to become who they are now, which is a song and a concept that I appreciate. But one of the things that really got me is there's a line in there where M says something along the lines of that he adapts with time, and he changes with time, but he hasn't. Everything in this feels really old-fashioned. This entire record just feels completely out of place. And I think the best example of that is literally the next actual song, which is Stepdad, where it feels as if it is a song that belongs in the early 2000s. It doesn't feel like a 2020 song or a 2019 song even. It feels like it's really old, and it's a song that feels as if it hasn't aged very well, especially with the loud and sort of annoying screaming that M has when he sings like, I hate my stepdad. Like, yeah, that's cool, but it is like the most emo thing I have heard in any rap song for a very, very long time. And not even in like the good way. It's not like a classic emo track that you're like, oh wow, I remember that and it was a great. It's just one of those really annoying and generic emo things. You could say emo, you could say indie rock, whatever. But going back to Yeah Yeah, I think there's actually like with the production, if you listen carefully at the background, I keep feeling as if there's like an owl or a pigeon just making its own little noise there, and I don't know what it is. Please somebody tell me, because I'm so confused on what it is there. Some of the songs seem to have rapping in not really a monotonous tone, but just he doesn't really feel as if he's putting himself in the song. It sounds somewhat robotic, which is like pretty obvious to hear in the song Marsh, which I understand if that is the case for that specific song, because it's Eminem rapping as if he's an alien and he's come down to earth and whatnot, but it just makes everything feel really bland, really boring, quite blocked. The rapping and the flowing doesn't feel like it's fluid. This song is somewhat reminiscent of an MGK track, and that is the most ironic thing about it. It is a typical bad MGK track, and he's produced it himself. This is something that he's done. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking whenever he was producing this, whenever he was making this. Little Engines has got to be one of the most annoying and obnoxious songs I have heard in a very long time. It is an absolute mess. I don't know how this even gets off the cutting room floor. One of the most annoying things for me is that Eminem seems to have misused Anderson .Paak. He doesn't shine almost at all in this song, and it really, really annoys me, because after listening to Ventura, Oxnard, and Malibu, you'd think, oh, Anderson .Paak's gonna blow it out of the water. Everything that he's done, everything that I've listened to, I've been really impressed by him, and this is one of the first times I've been like, why? There's no need, because he doesn't really add too much to the song anyway. So I don't know whether to blame Anderson or whether to blame Eminem for whatever direction this song took. It's not all bad, because No Regrets is a really good cut. It is a song looking at like the philosophy of you can't or you wouldn't change anything in your past, even if you had the chance to, because all those difficulties and all those troubles and challenges that you have faced are what have brought you to where you are now. They've helped you to become to who you are now, which is a great concept, great idea, great story to tell. But the actual production on this song is what lets it down. It just feels very low key, very bland. If it was something a bit more experimental, something a bit more out there, this could have been another great track. For me, the first good song on the album is Godzilla. Juice WRLD, may his soul rest in peace, does a great job on this. It's a very catchy, fun flow, and the entire song is just this innocent but really energetic and Just this great record to just listen to and enjoy. Royce da 5'9" has a great verse on You Gon' Learn. The repetitiveness of the letter O just makes the entire verse so catchy and so it just entices you, it draws you in, and that's what I love about the verse. With the flow and the lyrics are quite compelling, and it's just everything gels together so well in that. Royce da 5'9" just outclasses Eminem on that track. The way that he weaves through the words and makes everything sort of just rhyme and fit together, it feels so nice and clean. I enjoy that. Eminem doesn't really talk or mention much about the whole concept of death and everything throughout the record. I thought it would be heavily influenced by that, heavily influenced by Hitchcock films and everything, but I feel like Darkness is one of the only songs that actually lives up to the expectation that I had. The link that Eminem makes between alcohol and himself, and the link between alcohol and also gunshots is amazing. I think whenever he is doing that sort of wordplay, it's really, really good. But that sort of wordplay and fun and having that much fun with lyrics is very few and far between throughout this entire record. The most shocking and realistic thing about this entire record, however, is the news report that comes on at the end of the song, where it is about the actual live recording of the Las Vegas shooter and how the news broke to the public. And then that ends and you think, okay, end of the song. But yet another series of other news reports come in, and they're varied in what happens, whether it's a school shooting, just a mass shooting at a cinema, at a mall, wherever it be. It hits home really just how impactful and how frequent these events happen and how impactful that they are. Because just as you think, oh, okay, that's it, they're all over, there's always going to be more. And I feel like just having that there adds so much to the song. So as I'm editing this, I've just realised that I didn't actually mention the fact that on Love of Drugs, Eminem really has probably one of the best songs about the comparison of women and drugs and addiction, really. But then he does ruin the entire song with the introduction of that electronic music element just after the second verse, in the chorus after the second verse. It just ruins everything about the song. As a whole, this is not a very good album. There's way more negatives than there are positives, and I do just hope that Eminem does decide to either retire, become a mentor, or just take a break, take a step back and look at his career, look at where he is now. Because if I'm being honest, I don't even think Eminem would sign himself. So I do want to go back to the old school Eminem. But yeah, we can only wait and see on what happens with that. Please like, share and subscribe. This is Microcosm, and yeah, hoping to keep growing, hoping to keep laughing at pathetic lyrics like what they are in this record, because there are some really bad ones. But yeah, thank you, and that is it for this review. Eminem, music to be murdered by.